The Amazon, a name that conjures images of untamed wilderness, an emerald tapestry woven across the heart of South America. This is the largest rainforest on Earth, a place of astonishing beauty and unparalleled biodiversity. Its rivers flow like veins, carrying lifeblood to millions of creatures. The air hums with the sounds of insects and birds, a symphony of nature playing out across thousands of miles. We begin our journey by taking to the skies, soaring above this green ocean. From above, the sheer scale of the Amazon is breathtaking. The canopy stretches unbroken, a seemingly endless expanse of green. This is a place of superlatives, home to the largest river system on Earth and 10% of the world's known species. The Amazon is a vital organ in the planet's ecosystem, regulating global climate and producing oxygen. Its importance cannot be overstated. It is a treasure trove of life, a living laboratory of evolution. But the Amazon is more than just a collection of trees and rivers. It is a place of ancient cultures, of myths and legends passed down through generations. It is home to indigenous peoples who have lived in harmony with the forest for centuries, their lives intrinsically linked to its rhythms. Their knowledge and traditions hold secrets to the forest's survival. In the heart of this wilderness, a delicate balance exists. Join us now as we descend from the sky, venturing into the depths of this emerald realm. We will explore its hidden wonders, encounter its remarkable inhabitants, and learn about the challenges it faces. This is a journey of discovery, a celebration of life, and a call to action to protect this irreplaceable wilderness for generations to come. The Amazon is a global treasure, a vital part of our planet's life support system. It plays a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. This process helps to mitigate the effects of climate change, making the Amazon an invaluable ally in the fight against global warming. Its preservation is not just a regional concern, but a global imperative. The Amazon's influence extends far beyond its geographical boundaries. The rainforest's transpiration, the process of releasing water vapor into the atmosphere, influences rainfall patterns across South America and beyond. Its rivers carry immense volumes of fresh water into the ocean, impacting ocean currents and marine ecosystems. The Amazon's health is intrinsically linked to the health of our planet. Yet this global treasure is under threat. Deforestation, driven by logging, mining and agriculture, is eating away at the forest's edges. Climate change is bringing more frequent droughts and fires, further stressing this fragile ecosystem. The consequences of inaction are dire, not just for the Amazon, but for the entire world. Our journey through the Amazon is not just about marveling at its beauty, but also about understanding the challenges it faces. We will meet with scientists, conservationists, and indigenous communities on the front lines of the fight to protect this precious ecosystem. We will learn about the innovative solutions being implemented to combat deforestation and promote sustainable practices. The fate of the Amazon hangs in the balance, and the time to act is now. The Amazon is a symphony of life, a cacophony of colors, sounds, and smells. Nowhere else on Earth can match its sheer biodiversity. From the smallest insects to the largest predators, life here exists in a delicate balance, interconnected and interdependent. It is estimated that 1 in 10 known species on Earth calls the Amazon home. This extraordinary concentration of life is a testament to the rainforest's age and the stability of its climate. Step into the Amazon, and you are immediately struck by the abundance of life. Vines snake up towering trees, their leaves a mosaic of greens. Brightly coloured orchids and bromeliads cling to branches, their delicate blooms a stark contrast to the rough bark. The air hums with the buzz of insects, their wings a blur of motion. Every inch of the forest, from the forest floor to the canopy high above, teems with life. The Amazon is home to over 40,000 plant species, 1,300 bird species, 3,000 fish species, and more than 400 mammal species. Among its most iconic residents are the jaguars, stealthy hunters that stalk the forest floor. Monkeys swing through the canopy, their calls echoing through the trees. Giant river otters, playful and social creatures, patrol the waterways. The Amazon's biodiversity is a constant source of wonder and discovery. Scientists estimate that thousands of species in the Amazon are still unknown to science. New species of insects, amphibians, and even mammals are discovered regularly. This vast, unexplored wilderness holds untold secrets, a treasure trove of genetic diversity that could hold the key to new medicines, agricultural breakthroughs, and a deeper understanding of life itself. The Amazon is not just a biodiversity hotspot, it is also a living pharmacy. For centuries, indigenous communities have relied on the forest plants for food, medicine, and building materials. Their traditional knowledge holds a wealth of information about the medicinal properties of plants, knowledge passed down through generations of careful observation and practice. Many modern medicines have their origins in the Amazon rainforest. The rosy periwinkle, a plant native to Madagascar but also found in the Amazon, provided the basis for 2 life-saving cancer drugs. The curare vine, used by indigenous people as a muscle relaxant, revolutionized surgery by allowing for safer anesthesia. The Amazon's plants hold immense potential for the development of new drugs and treatments, but the Amazon's pharmaceutical potential is threatened by deforestation. As the forest shrinks, so too does the knowledge of its medicinal plants. Indigenous communities are losing their traditional lands and their way of life, taking with them their invaluable knowledge. The race is on to document and preserve this knowledge before it is lost forever. Scientists are working with indigenous communities to learn about the medicinal properties of plants and to develop sustainable harvesting practices. By combining traditional knowledge with modern science, we can unlock the Amazon's pharmaceutical potential while ensuring the forest's long-term survival. The Amazon is a treasure trove of medicinal secrets, but it is a treasure that must be protected. As the sun begins its descent, casting long shadows across the forest floor, the Amazon comes alive with a symphony of sounds. The air, thick with humidity, carries the calls of birds returning to their roosts. Crickets and cicadas chirp in a deafening chorus, their rhythmic sounds a constant backdrop to the rainforest's nocturnal symphony. The Amazon's soundscape is as rich and diverse as its visual landscape. From the deep roar of howler monkeys to the high-pitched trills of tree frogs, the Amazon's animals communicate through a complex language of sounds. Each call has a specific meaning, conveying information about food, danger, or mating opportunities. For those who know how to listen, the rainforest soundscape reveals a hidden world of communication and interaction. As darkness descends, the nocturnal animals of the Amazon emerge from their daytime hiding places. Jaguars, their eyes glowing in the moonlight, begin their nightly hunts. Ocelots, smaller and more agile, stalk rodents and birds through the undergrowth. The air fills with the rustling of leaves and the snapping of twigs as predators and prey engage in a timeless dance of survival. The Amazon's soundscape is a constant reminder of the rainforest's vibrancy and the interconnectedness of its inhabitants. It is a world of constant communication, a symphony of life that plays out 24 hours a day. To experience the Amazon's soundscape is to truly immerse oneself in the wonders of this unique ecosystem.
Deep within the heart of the Amazon, hidden amongst the emerald tapestry of trees and winding rivers, live the indigenous people of the rainforest. For millennia, they have called this place home, their lives inextricably woven into the fabric of the forest. They are the guardians of the Amazon, the keepers of ancient wisdom passed down through generations. Their story is not just one of survival, but of deep connection and understanding of the delicate balance of life within this extraordinary ecosystem. The indigenous communities of the Amazon are not a monolith. They are a diverse tapestry of cultures, languages, and traditions. Each tribe, with its own unique customs and beliefs, has developed a profound understanding of the rainforest's rhythms and resources. They navigate its intricate waterways, identify its myriad plant and animal species, and utilize its bounty in a sustainable way that ensures the forest's continued survival. Their knowledge, accumulated over centuries of observation and interaction, is a treasure trove of invaluable insights into the rainforest's delicate balance. For the indigenous people, the Amazon is not merely a source of resources, but a living entity, a sacred realm inhabited by spirits and ancestors. They believe in respecting the forest and its inhabitants, taking only what they need and giving back in return. This harmonious relationship, based on reciprocity and reverence, has allowed them to thrive in the rainforest for millennia. their lives intertwined with the ebb and flow of nature's cycles. Their very existence is a testament to the power of living in balance with the natural world. Yet the indigenous communities of the Amazon are facing unprecedented challenges. Deforestation, driven by logging, mining, and agriculture, is encroaching upon their ancestral lands, displacing communities and disrupting their traditional way of life. The influx of outsiders, bringing with them new diseases and unfamiliar customs, is threatening their cultural identity and social fabric. Their voices, often unheard in the corridors of power, are crucial in the fight to protect the Amazon, for their fate is inseparable from the fate of the forest itself. The connection between the indigenous people and the Amazon rainforest runs deep. It is a relationship built on respect, understanding, and a profound sense of interdependence. The forest provides them with everything they need to survive: food, water, shelter, medicine, and a spiritual connection that permeates every aspect of their lives. Their knowledge of the forest is not just academic. It is woven into the fabric of their culture, expressed through stories, songs, and rituals passed down through generations. From a young age, indigenous children are taught to observe and understand the intricate workings of the rainforest. They learn to identify different species of plants and animals, understand their uses, and recognize the subtle signs of change in the environment. This knowledge is not confined to textbooks or classrooms, but is acquired through direct experience, passed down from elders to younger generations. It is a living knowledge, constantly evolving and adapting to the changing rhythms of the forest. The indigenous communities have developed sustainable practices for harvesting the forest's resources. They practice rotational agriculture, allowing the land to regenerate between harvests, and hunt and fish selectively, ensuring the long-term health of animal populations. Their understanding of the delicate balance of the rainforest ecosystem is reflected in their practices, which prioritize the long-term health of the forest over short-term gains. However, the arrival of outsiders, driven by economic interests often at odds with the principles of sustainability, is disrupting this delicate balance. Deforestation, pollution, and the introduction of foreign species are threatening the very foundations of the indigenous way of life. Protecting the Amazon means not only preserving its biodiversity, but also safeguarding the cultural heritage and traditional knowledge of its indigenous communities. The indigenous communities of the Amazon are the keepers of ancient wisdom, a wealth of knowledge about the rainforest accumulated over centuries of direct experience. Their understanding of the medicinal properties of plants, the behavior of animals, and the interconnectedness of the ecosystem is unparalleled. This knowledge, often dismissed as primitive or unscientific, holds invaluable insights that could help us address some of the most pressing environmental challenges facing our planet. For centuries, indigenous communities have relied on the rainforest's bounty for their medicinal needs. They have identified plants with antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral properties, developing treatments for a wide range of ailments. This traditional knowledge of medicinal plants has the potential to contribute to the development of new drugs and therapies, offering hope for treating diseases that continue to plague humanity. The indigenous understanding of sustainable living is equally valuable. Their practices of rotational agriculture, selective logging, and hunting and fishing quotas offer a model for living in balance with nature. By learning from their traditional ecological knowledge, we can develop more sustainable practices for managing our own resources and mitigating the impacts of climate change. Preserving the Amazon's indigenous cultures is not just about protecting their way of life. It is about safeguarding a wealth of knowledge that could hold the key to a more sustainable future. By respecting their rights, listening to their voices, and supporting their efforts to protect their lands and cultures, we can learn from their ancient wisdom and work together to ensure the long-term health of the Amazon and the well-being of our planet.
The Amazon, once a seemingly impenetrable fortress of life, is now under siege. Human activities, driven by insatiable demand for resources and short-sighted economic policies, are pushing the rainforest towards a tipping point. Deforestation, the most visible and devastating threat, is carving massive scars into the rainforest's emerald tapestry, leaving behind a fragmented landscape vulnerable to further degradation. The once distant rumble of progress has become a deafening roar, threatening to silence the symphony of life that has played out in the Amazon for millennia. The primary drivers of deforestation are a complex web of interconnected factors. Agricultural expansion fueled by the global demand for beef, soy, and palm oil is responsible for the lion's share of forest loss. Vast swathes of rainforest are cleared each year to make way for cattle ranches and monoculture plantations, transforming diverse ecosystems into sterile landscapes devoid of life. Illegal logging, driven by the insatiable appetite for timber, further fragments the forest, creating pathways for further encroachment and exploitation. As if these threats were not enough, the Amazon is now facing a more insidious and pervasive enemy: climate change. Rising temperatures, shifting rainfall patterns, and more frequent and intense droughts are pushing the rainforest towards its ecological limits. Trees, weakened by drought stress, become more susceptible to disease and fire, accelerating the cycle of degradation. The Amazon, once a vital carbon sink, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, is now at risk of becoming a net emitter, further exacerbating the global climate crisis. The consequences of inaction are dire, not just for the Amazon and its inhabitants, but for the entire planet. The loss of the Amazon rainforest would have catastrophic consequences for global biodiversity, climate regulation, and the livelihoods of millions of people. The time for complacency is long gone. The urgency of the situation demands immediate and decisive action. Flying over the Amazon today, one is struck by the stark contrast between the pristine rainforest and the ever-expanding network of scars etched across its surface. Roads, once narrow ribbons cutting through the forest, have become major arteries for logging trucks and agricultural transports, opening up previously inaccessible areas to further exploitation. Mining operations, often illegal and unregulated, leave behind gaping wounds in the earth, polluting rivers and displacing wildlife. The once pristine rainforest is being carved up piece by piece, its natural treasures plundered for short-term gain. The impact of deforestation on the Amazon's biodiversity is profound. As the forest is fragmented, species lose their habitats and become isolated from one another, making them more vulnerable to extinction. The iconic jaguar, once a symbol of the Amazon's untamed wilderness, is now confined to ever-shrinking patches of forest, its hunting grounds fragmented by roads and farms. The delicate balance of the ecosystem is disrupted as keystone species disappear, leading to cascading effects throughout the food chain. Deforestation also has devastating consequences for the indigenous communities that call the Amazon home. As their ancestral lands are cleared for logging, mining, and agriculture, indigenous peoples are forcibly displaced, their traditional way of life disrupted, and their cultures threatened with extinction. The loss of their forests is not just an environmental tragedy, but a human rights crisis, a violation of their fundamental rights to their lands, livelihoods, and cultural survival. The scars on the landscape are not merely physical wounds, they represent a profound disconnect between humanity and the natural world. They are a stark reminder of the consequences of our insatiable appetite for resources and our failure to recognize the intrinsic value of nature. The time has come to heal these wounds, to restore our relationship with the Amazon, and to forge a more sustainable path forward. The destruction of the Amazon rainforest is not just a regional issue, it is a global crisis with far-reaching consequences for the entire planet. The Amazon plays a critical role in regulating global climate patterns, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and releasing oxygen. Deforestation not only reduces the rainforest's capacity to absorb carbon, but also releases massive amounts of stored carbon back into the atmosphere, accelerating the pace of climate change. The loss of the Amazon would have devastating consequences for global biodiversity. As the world's most biodiverse ecosystem, the Amazon is home to an estimated 10% of all known species on Earth. Its destruction would result in the extinction of countless plant and animal species, many of which hold untold potential for medicine, agriculture, and other fields. The loss of this irreplaceable biological heritage would be an immeasurable loss for humanity, Furthermore, the destruction of the Amazon would have profound social and economic impacts, particularly for the indigenous communities who depend on the rainforest for their livelihoods and cultural survival. It would also threaten the livelihoods of millions of people who depend on the Amazon's ecosystem services, such as clean water, pollination, and climate regulation. The fate of the Amazon rainforest is inextricably linked to our own. Its preservation is not just an act of conservation, but an act of self-preservation. The time for action is now, and the responsibility lies with all of us to demand change, to support sustainable practices, and to hold our leaders accountable for protecting this irreplaceable treasure for generations to come.
Despite the daunting scale of the challenges facing the Amazon, there is hope. Across its vast expanse, from the bustling cities at its edges to the depths of the untouched wilderness, a growing movement of individuals, communities, and organizations is fighting to protect this irreplaceable treasure. They are the seeds of hope. Their actions are testament to the power of human resilience, ingenuity, and compassion. Like the rainforest itself, their efforts are interconnected, forming a web of resistance against the forces of destruction. One of the most inspiring aspects of the fight for the Amazon is the emergence of grassroots movements led by indigenous communities. Recognizing that their fate is inseparable from that of the rainforest, indigenous peoples are taking a stand to protect their ancestral lands and traditional way of life. Armed with their deep knowledge of the forest and unwavering determination, they are forming alliances, organizing protests, and advocating for legal recognition of their land rights. Their voices, once marginalized and ignored, are now growing louder, demanding to be heard in the halls of power. In the face of deforestation and land grabbing, reforestation efforts are taking root across the Amazon. From small-scale community projects to large-scale initiatives led by NGOs and government agencies, millions of trees are being planted each year, restoring degraded lands and creating corridors for wildlife. These reforestation efforts are not just about planting trees. They are about restoring the intricate web of life that makes the rainforest so unique. They are about giving hope to future generations that the Amazon can be saved. Technology is also playing an increasingly important role in the fight for the Amazon. Satellites and drones are being used to monitor deforestation in real time, providing crucial data that allows authorities to track illegal activities and respond more effectively. Mobile apps are connecting indigenous communities with the outside world, empowering them to share information, report environmental crimes, and mobilize support. Innovation, driven by a passion for conservation, is providing new tools to combat the forces of destruction. Throughout the Amazon, a new generation of guardians is rising to protect the rainforest. Young people, both indigenous and non-indigenous, are stepping up to become the voices of the Amazon, using their energy, creativity, and technological savvy to raise awareness, inspire action, and hold those in power accountable. They are the future of conservation, and their commitment to the rainforest's survival offers hope that the tide can be turned.
Education is a powerful tool in the fight for the Amazon. By teaching young people about the importance of the rainforest and the threats it faces, we empower them to become informed and engaged citizens. Across the Amazon, schools are incorporating environmental education into their curricula, taking students on field trips to experience the rainforest firsthand, and engaging them in conservation projects. These young people are not just learning about the Amazon, they are becoming its stewards. Ecotourism is another avenue through which communities are working to protect the Amazon while also creating economic opportunities. By offering visitors a chance to experience the rainforest's beauty and biodiversity firsthand, ecotourism can generate income for local communities, providing an alternative to destructive practices like logging and mining. However, it is crucial that ecotourism is developed and managed sustainably, minimizing its impact on the environment and respecting the rights and cultures of indigenous communities. The fight for the Amazon is not just about protecting a rainforest, it is about protecting a way of life, a cultural heritage, and a vital part of our planet's life support system. The guardians of the Amazon understand this, and they are fighting with unwavering determination to ensure that the rainforest continues to thrive for generations to come. Their courage, resilience, and commitment to justice inspire us all to join the fight for a more sustainable and just future.
The fate of the Amazon rainforest is not just a concern for the countries that share its borders, it is a global issue that demands a global response. The interconnectedness of our world means that the destruction of the Amazon has far-reaching consequences, from accelerating climate change to impacting global biodiversity and jeopardizing the livelihoods of millions of people. Protecting this irreplaceable treasure requires a collective effort, a global alliance united by a shared commitment to a sustainable future. International cooperation is essential in the fight to protect the Amazon. Governments, NGOs, and multilateral organizations must work together to combat deforestation, promote sustainable development, and support the rights of indigenous communities. Financial assistance from developed countries is crucial for supporting conservation efforts, strengthening environmental governance, and promoting sustainable economic activities in the Amazon region. Consumers around the world also have a role to play in protecting the Amazon. By making informed choices about the products we buy, we can reduce our impact on the rainforest. Choosing products that are certified sustainable, such as Forest Stewardship Council, RFSC, certified timber, and Rainforest Alliance certified coffee, can help ensure that our consumption habits are not contributing to deforestation. Raising awareness about the importance of the Amazon and the threats it faces is crucial for mobilizing global action. Through education, advocacy, and storytelling, we can inspire individuals, communities, and governments to take action to protect this irreplaceable treasure. The fate of the Amazon is in our hands, and it is up to us to ensure that its future is one of hope and resilience. The Amazon rainforest, though geographically distant to many, is intimately connected to our lives in countless ways. The air we breathe, the stability of our climate, and the richness of our planet's biodiversity are all profoundly influenced by the health of this emerald realm. Protecting the Amazon is not just an altruistic ideal, it is a shared responsibility, a matter of collective survival for humanity and the countless species that call Earth home. Each one of us, regardless of where we live, has a role to play in ensuring that the Amazon symphony of life continues for generations to come. The first step in fulfilling this responsibility is to educate ourselves. We must seek to understand the complex web of life that makes up the Amazon rainforest, the threats it faces, and the interconnectedness of its fate with our own. Knowledge is a powerful tool, and by arming ourselves with information, we can make informed choices about our consumption habits, our support for political leaders, and our engagement in conservation efforts. Beyond individual action, we must demand accountability from those in power. Governments, corporations, and institutions must be held responsible for implementing sustainable policies, reducing their environmental footprint, and respecting the rights of indigenous communities. Through peaceful protests, petitions, and engagement in the political process, we can amplify our voices and demand that our leaders prioritize the health of the planet over short-term economic gain. The fate of the Amazon rainforest is not a foregone conclusion, it is a story that is still being written. By recognizing our shared responsibility and taking action, we can rewrite the narrative of destruction and create a future where the Amazon continues to thrive, a beacon of hope and resilience for generations to come. It is easy to feel overwhelmed by the scale of the challenges facing the Amazon, to believe that our individual actions are insignificant in the face of such vast destruction. However, the truth is that our everyday choices, when multiplied by millions, have the power to create extraordinary impact. By making conscious decisions about how we live, consume, and engage with the world around us, we can contribute to a more sustainable future for the Amazon and our planet. One of the most impactful ways to protect the Amazon is to reduce our consumption of products that drive deforestation. Palm oil, soy, and beef are major drivers of forest loss, and by being mindful of our consumption of these commodities, we can reduce our impact on the rainforest. Look for products that are certified sustainable, opt for plant-based alternatives when possible, and reduce your overall consumption of meat and processed foods. Supporting organizations that are working on the front lines of Amazon conservation is another powerful way to make a difference. Numerous NGOs and indigenous-led organizations are working tirelessly to protect the rainforest, and our financial contributions can provide them with the resources they need to continue their vital work. Research organizations working in the Amazon, choose one whose mission resonates with you and make a donation or consider becoming a regular supporter. Finally, never underestimate the power of raising your voice. Talk to your friends and family about the importance of the Amazon, share information on social media, and contact your elected officials to urge them to support policies that protect the rainforest. By raising awareness and inspiring others to act, we can create a ripple effect of positive change that extends far beyond our immediate circles. The future of the Amazon rainforest is inextricably intertwined with our own. The choices we make today will determine whether this irreplaceable treasure continues to thrive or succumbs to the relentless pressures of human activity. It is a future that hangs in the balance, a delicate web of interconnectedness where every action, no matter how small, has the potential to tip the scales towards hope or despair. Imagine a future where the Amazon rainforest, restored to its former glory, stands as a testament to human ingenuity and compassion. A future where indigenous communities, their rights and cultures respected, thrive in harmony with the forest, their ancestral knowledge guiding sustainable practices that ensure the well-being of both people and planet. A future where the symphony of life that echoes through the rainforest's emerald depths continues to inspire wonder and awe in generations to come. This future is within reach, but it requires a fundamental shift in our relationship with the natural world. We must move beyond the paradigm of exploitation and embrace a new era of stewardship, recognizing the intrinsic value of nature and our interconnectedness with all living things. We must learn from the wisdom of indigenous communities who have lived in harmony with the Amazon for millennia, adopting their practices of respect, reciprocity, and sustainability. The time for action is now. Let us rise to the challenge, embrace our shared responsibility, and create a future where the Amazon rainforest, a symbol of life's resilience and beauty, continues to thrive for generations to come. Let our legacy be one of hope, action, and a deep reverence for the natural world that sustains us all. As we conclude our journey through the enchanting Amazon, we are left with a profound sense of awe and responsibility. Awe at the sheer scale and biodiversity of this natural wonder, a testament to the power of life to flourish in its most vibrant form. Responsibility to protect this irreplaceable treasure, not just for ourselves, but for all future generations who will inherit this planet and all its wonders. The legacy we leave behind will be judged not by the monuments we erect, but by the health of the ecosystems that sustain us. The Amazon rainforest is not just a collection of trees, rivers, and animals. It is a symphony of life, a delicate web of interconnectedness that has evolved over millennia. It is a living library of genetic diversity, a source of wonder and inspiration, and a vital organ in regulating the Earth's climate. Its fate is inextricably linked to our own, and the choices we make today will determine the future of life on this planet. The challenges facing the Amazon are daunting, but they are not insurmountable. Across its vast expanse, individuals, communities, and organizations are rising to the challenge, demonstrating that hope is always present, even in the face of adversity. From indigenous tribes fighting to protect their ancestral lands, to scientists working tirelessly to understand and conserve the rainforest's biodiversity, a growing movement is mobilizing to safeguard this irreplaceable treasure. We must remember that the future is not predetermined, it is shaped by the actions we take today. Let us choose to be the generation that halts the destruction of the Amazon, that turns the tide against deforestation, and that creates a future where this natural wonder continues to thrive, a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come. The Amazon rainforest is not just a resource to be exploited. It is an inheritance, a gift passed down to us from countless generations who came before. It is a testament to the power of nature, a source of wonder and inspiration, and a vital part of our planet's life support system. Protecting this inheritance is not just an obligation. It is a privilege, an opportunity to participate in something far greater than ourselves. The indigenous peoples of the Amazon understand this deeply. For millennia, they have lived in harmony with the rainforest, their cultures and livelihoods intrinsically linked to its rhythms. Their traditional knowledge, passed down through generations, holds invaluable insights into the rainforest's delicate balance and the importance of living in harmony with nature. We must listen to their voices, respect their rights, and learn from their wisdom. Preserving the Amazon rainforest is not just about protecting biodiversity or mitigating climate change. It is about safeguarding a way of life, a cultural heritage, and a vital part of our planet's soul. It is about recognizing that we are part of nature, not separate from it, and that our well-being is inextricably linked to the health of the planet. Let us honor this emerald inheritance by embracing our role as stewards of the Amazon. Let us act with urgency, compassion, and a deep sense of responsibility, knowing that the choices we make today will determine the fate of this irreplaceable treasure and the future of life on Earth. The fate of the Amazon rainforest is not just a South American issue, it is a global concern that demands a global response. The interconnectedness of our world means that the destruction of the Amazon has far-reaching consequences for us all, from accelerating climate change to impacting global biodiversity and jeopardizing the livelihoods of millions of people. Protecting this irreplaceable treasure requires a collective effort, a global alliance united by a shared commitment to a sustainable future. We call on individuals, communities, organizations, and governments around the world to join us in this critical endeavor. Reduce your consumption of products that drive deforestation, support organizations working to protect the Amazon, and raise your voice to demand action from those in power. Every action, no matter how small, can make a difference. We call on world leaders to prioritize the protection of the Amazon rainforest, to implement policies that promote sustainable development, and to recognize the rights of indigenous communities. The time for complacency is long gone. The urgency of the situation demands bold action and unwavering commitment. Let us come together, united by a shared vision of a future where the Amazon rainforest continues to thrive, a beacon of hope and resilience for generations to come. Let us be the generation that turns the tide against environmental destruction and creates a more sustainable and just world